The first presidential debate is in the books, and we're covering it all tonight, some of the highs and the lows, as President Trump and Joe Biden took the stage. Plus, we're about a week away from the first vice presidential debate, and it's happening right here in Utah. A look at how the U is getting ready for that big night. Plus, with many kids in online or hybrid school programs, some school officials say it may be hurting their education in the long run. Thanks for joining us for 2 News at 9 on KJazz. Tonight marked the long-awaited first debate between President Trump and Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden. As expected, their initial meeting quickly led to confrontations. It got pretty heated. Skylar Henry reports from the debate site, Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland.
President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden wasted no time trying to score points during their first debate.
That you're going to extinguish 180 million people with their private health care, that they're very happy with.
That's simply not true.
But their interaction quickly dissolved into insults.
I'm not here to call out his lies. Everybody knows he's a liar.
The people understand, Joe.
They should
47 years you've done nothing.
And anger.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen.
The coronavirus and the president's handling of the pandemic was also one of the debate's main topics.
It's a very political thing because people like this would rather make it political than save lives. They're going to be
This is
delivering
the same man
It's
who
all
told
set
you
up.
by Easter this would be gone away. By the warm weather, it'd be gone. Miraculous, like a miracle. And by the way, maybe you could inject some bleach in your arm, and that would take care of it.
They sparred over taxes. Biden released his 2019 returns hours before the debate and called on the president to do the same. A New York Times story published Sunday reported President Trump only paid $750 in taxes in 2016 and 2017, and none in many previous years.
Paid millions of dollars in taxes, millions of dollars of income tax.
And he does take advantage of the tax code. That's why I'm going to eliminate the Trump tax cuts.
The debate was held here in a state that's vitally important to both candidates with 18 electoral votes. The CBS News Battleground Tracker currently shows Ohio as a toss-up, with President Trump slightly edging Biden. They won't have to wait long for a second round. The two will meet again in Miami 2 weeks from Thursday and a final time in Nashville, just a week and a half before Election Day. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Cleveland.
Yeah, a debate like we've never seen. All right, from Cleveland to Salt Lake City, tonight the University of Utah is preparing for the national stage to host the first vice presidential debate next week. Jeremy Harris is there live right now to explain what the U is doing for this historic moment. Jeremy.
Well, and if tonight's debate was any indicator, we could be in for a good show here at the University of Utah next week. It is Wednesday, October 7th, and that is the day when Kamala Harris and Vice President Mike Pence will be here in Utah to take that debate stage. Now, today we went up to the University of Utah, and their officials showed us around the campus a little bit and some of the debate setup that has been going on. Most of this is going to be focused here in the area of President's Circle. We went inside of the media tent. They have a massive setup. They said they're expecting hundreds of members of the media from all over the world that are going to be here in Salt Lake City for the debate. Now, the actual debate itself is going to be in Kingsbury Hall. That building has already been secured by the Secret Service and is already under a very close guard, even a week ahead of when that debate is going to take place here in Utah. But this really is an important opportunity, not only for the University of Utah, but also, according to their officials here, a big moment for Salt Lake City.
For a long time, the state of Utah has been a flyover state, and we're hoping that this will change that perception.
Now, because of COVID-19 and because of the pandemic, there's going to be a lot of changes to what they were hoping to have the debate be here at the University of Utah. Really, as far as in-person interaction, it's going to be extremely limited. There's going to be a pretty small audience with some students, student volunteers. They're going to have to limit those numbers as well. And there's really not going to be much of an in-person experience for the public here at the University of Utah. We'll talk more about that and how you can participate coming up on 2 News at 10. For now, reporting live at the University of Utah, Jeremy Harris, 2 News.
Okay, thanks so much, Jeremy. So cool to have it here in Utah. Okay, let's talk about the weather. It was just a beautiful day today. And Chase, the thing is that I wish I could just repeat this like in January, you know, just kind of save it for then.
Well, it's January in Utah, so we know that's not going to happen, but we are seeing above normal temperatures, and that is in the forecast going forward as we head into October. So this is bonus weather, so it's very comfortable. Yes, you need a jacket though as the sun goes down. We have some longer nights, but we saw highs in the mid-70s in northern Utah. St. George hitting 90, 80 degrees in Cedar City. Now, overnight will likely drop into the low 50s here in Salt Lake City, so definitely need that jacket during the morning hours. But again, another warm-up by the afternoon. We're seeing lots of sunshine and temperatures very close to 80 degrees. We also have good, clean air, less smoke, but that could be changing. I'll let you know when some of that smoke from those California wildfires could move back in to our state and how long the 80s could last. That's all coming up in my full forecast in just a few more minutes.
Okay, thanks so much, Chase. Turning to coronavirus now, Utah has topped 72,000 COVID cases as more than 4,400 people were tested and another 694 were reported positive cases today. Now, this brings the 7-day rolling average for positive tests up to 1,012 per day, and 4 more deaths. They were also reported, bringing that total to 457. The Utah State Prison in Draper confirms there are 47 cases of COVID-19 and 45 of those are in the Wasatch facility Baker Block. The jail believes they might have contracted the virus from a doctor who treated several COVID patients, inmates there. They were wearing full PPE but became sick shortly after. The other 2 cases were people being booked into prison. 42 cases of COVID have been confirmed among jail staff, with 28 of those cases considered recovered. Alpine School District officials in Utah County say that the hybrid schedules in place in some of the schools is helping with the virus but hurting academics. Yesterday, we told you how many kids who are supposed to be learning from home, they're not doing the work, they're not logging on. Now the district tells Kyle Harvey they're cracking down and students' grades could show it.
We're not seeing the engagement we would have hoped to have seen.
District spokesperson Kimberly Bird says the grace period from early in the year is over.
We're not making the grade adjustments that we did last spring, where it's pretty much everybody passes. Students are still being graded this first semester traditionally.
And if that's the case, there are a lot of students and parents in for a rude awakening. The district says it's seeing an extreme lack of engagement online.
We also believe that an online model, it allows people to slip into habits that we don't believe are beneficial for schooling.
Habits like sleeping in and procrastination.
You've got your entertainment there in your home, those sorts of things. You don't have somebody that's sitting on you, every minute of a class period like you would with a teacher in a class.
And then there's distraction.
Someone sitting at home behind a screen, maybe both parents are working, and you're having to self-motivate and keep yourself on track.
This is what he wrote several weeks ago, and he's still using it.
The Griffin family, though, has found a useful system. Mom, Becky, has a whiteboard for each kid. They get to schedule their own time for schoolwork, chores, and other activities. 13-year-old Richard says it's helped him find a good balance.
I've been able to control what I want to do, and it really helps it.
In Utah County, Kyle Harvey, 2 News.
Well, we do have a bit of good news. We've learned a Corner Canyon teacher who was in the ICU after testing positive for coronavirus was released today. We reported about 2 weeks ago that Shari Jensen was hospitalized just days after her positive COVID test. But her family tells us she's on the mend and happy to be getting the all clear. Now, Jensen was part of a major outbreak at Corner Canyon High School. 500 students and staff were forced to quarantine. For the first time since April, both of Crossroads Urban Center's emergency food pantries and their thrift store are now open.
For us, finally being able to have all 3 of our facilities open is a big deal.
They had to close them down because of coronavirus, because many of the volunteers, they were in that at-risk age zone. The pantry on the west side is open from 9 to 3 p.m. and the pantry on Indiana Street is open from 9 to 2 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We will continue to monitor the very latest when it comes to the coronavirus pandemic. Make sure you stay here on Channel 2 or head over to KUTV.com. We're always updating our web stories with the very latest information. This week, the Weber Morgan Health Department will offer a drive-through flu shot clinic, and the drive-through will be open Thursday in the parking lot of the health department in Ogden. It opens at 10 in the morning and it runs until 2 in the afternoon. State health officials say it's more important to get a flu shot this year than ever before. Car burglaries, they are on the rise in Fruit Heights, South Weber, and West Point. Davis County Sheriff's officials say the most commonly stolen items include credit cards, firearms, electronics, or purses. Don't keep those in the car, right? The sheriff's office is warning everybody to lock your car doors, never leave the keys inside your car, remove any valuables, and make sure to park in a secure area. Coming up on 2 News at 9, thousands of Disney employees let go as the company struggles to bounce back from the pandemic. We'll tell you how many workers are getting a pink slip. Plus, the president's Supreme Court nominee begins meeting with lawmakers on Capitol Hill. A look at the confirmation fight ahead and the issues that will likely dominate those hearings.